Good afternoon and welcome into another edition of That's What I Think with Brandon Swanson. I'm your fearless host, Brandon Swanson, and happy 2018, everybody. I know we're coming to you a day late, but with new topics here in 2018, we've got a good one. UCF claiming that they're a national champion. How about that? Well, their athletic director, Danny White, said on Wednesday that they were going to put a national champion banner in Spectrum Stadium to recognize its undefeated 2017 season. UCF has also changed its Twitter display name to 2017 National Champions and has put a logo to go along with it. So now UCF, University of Central Florida, if you didn't know, 13-0 this year, and they capped it off by beating Auburn in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl 34-27, an impressive victory against a very, very good Auburn team throughout the season. UCF ended as the only undefeated team in all of college football this year. Again, an impressive feat. No one is denying that. UCF ended the season ranked 12. Out of all the teams, they're ranked 12 by the College Football Playoff Committee. Not in the top 4, not in the playoffs, 12. I think that's reasonable for where they are, who they played, everything like that. They're ranked 12. A very good ranking for a football team that played very well throughout the season. White told Dan Le Batard the school was planning a parade as well for its undefeated season. Wow. Danny White just giving out the trophies for participation. Left and right. I mean, come on, you put up a national champion banner in your stadium. You're going to have a parade. That's what a national champion, a true national champion does. I think that's a little much. It's a bit over the top, if you're asking me. And if you're not asking me, I don't care. I'm still giving you my opinion. That's what I do. White said that he doesn't think his kids should be penalized because they weren't respected by the College Football Playoff Committee. Okay, Danny, let's take a step back here. Ohio State could make a case that they weren't respected by the College Football Playoff Committee. Penn State from 2 years ago, they could make a case for why they weren't respected by the College Football Playoff Committee. But University of Central Florida, please, Danny White, you cannot make an argument for why you were disrespected by the College Football Playoff Committee. Not a very good one, at least. You can go ahead and try, but it's not going to really suffice. It's just not. Now, College Football Playoff Executive Director Bill Hancock, he stood his ground in saying that he believed the College Football Playoff Committee ranked correctly and ranked UCF correctly throughout the season and to end the year. The committee put UCF in the Peach Bowl, in a nice bowl, a good bowl against a good team in Auburn. And yes, they performed well, but you have to perform well throughout the season against quality talent. It doesn't matter exactly how you end, it's how you play throughout the year. It's simple. It's told every season. UCF isn't getting the message. They just want to complain about it. That's what it comes down to. You have to play good teams all year long. UCF played one opponent all season long that was ranked by the committee. Number 20 Memphis. That was it. They played one Power 5 school. 4-8 Maryland. And you want to say that you had a 13-0 season and that you should be in the top 4 because you played one team that was ranked all year long by the committee and one Power 5 school. The case gets weaker and weaker, UCF, but hang that banner for a national champion. Go ahead and hang it. The College Football Playoff is about teams, not conferences. That's what Hancock said. And a lot of people want to say, no, it's all about the SEC. Because there's really good teams in the SEC. That's why. Strong teams at the top. The bottom is about as good as the bottom is in every other conference. Not very good. But the top teams in the SEC are strong. And why? How do you know? Well, at least one of them has been in every year since we've started this playoff format. Yes, I know it's Alabama, but it's not just Alabama. We've got Georgia now this year. You have good quality talent there. It's true. You do in the SEC. It's been proven year after year after year after year. And there's no talk of expansion among the committee. They feel they have it right now with 4 teams. And they do, Because you can go ahead and say all day long that it needs to be expanded. It needs to go to 8. It needs to go to 12. It needs to go to this many. Okay, fine. Go ahead and say that. Let's take a look at college basketball. College basketball is what, 64, 68 teams? And even then people say they don't get it right. Ricky Widmer and I sit here in this very room and we'll say, oh, well, so-and-so was snubbed, so-and-so was snubbed. You're always going to have a snub. You're going to have a snub with 4 teams. You're going to have a snub with 8 teams. You're going to have a snub with 68 teams. That's what happens. You can't help it. So the more you open it up, the more you're going to look for that next UCF. Oh, well, poor this guy. Well, poor that guy. Have a better schedule, play better games, play better teams, and you'll be okay. I believe that. And here's an example. Let's go back to 2016 Houston. They open up the season, again, non-Power 5 Houston. They open up the season on national television, and they play Oklahoma, a playoff team from the year before, number 3 ranked Oklahoma. They whoop them on national TV. Then later in the year, in November, they beat a ranked Louisville. They were on their way to a perfect season where they would have most likely been ranked in the top 5, could have been a playoff team. But they faltered at the end, losing to Navy, SMU, Memphis. That was Ricky Widmer's team that year. He couldn't get off of them. Tom Herman was the man, and he coached a great team throughout the year until the end when they needed it most. So Oklahoma, it didn't matter that you had done so well against Oklahoma. It didn't matter that you beat Louisville. We're not going to give you a break because you started out really well and ended poorly. No. I'm not going to give you a break, and we're not going to give UCF a break either. It comes down to you have to have a strong schedule overall. You have to have a strong conference schedule. You need to play the good teams. I'm not saying that you have to play Ohio State and then Alabama and then Georgia and then no, that's never going to happen. But you need to play an Oklahoma, a Georgia, that caliber of team once or twice in the season and play well against them to be in consideration. You know what? If I wanted to play cupcake after cupcake after cupcake, I could, and I could win those games. You know, anyone could do that. Any team could do that. But why? It's never helped anyone. Never. And history shows it. So UCF, you can go ahead all you want and complain and complain and complain. Performance against good teams is what's going to get you there. Not endless complaints. We don't want to hear it. Hang your banner, but you're not the real national champion. And that's what I think this week, everybody. Thanks so much for tuning in. Really appreciate it. Again, happy 2018. Hope it's a wonderful year for everybody. We're hoping it's a great year here at MVP as well. Make sure you comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on UCF, on the playoff system, on the playoff format, what your thoughts are. I think we're okay right now. I really do. I just don't see it expanding anymore, helping anything or making anything better, because again, as I said, there's always going to be a snub. Doesn't matter who it is, there will always be one. So again, thanks so much for tuning in. We'll be back next week, Wednesdays. It'll be 2 Central, 12 Pacific, and 3 Eastern. So I screwed that all up, but ended up getting it right in the end. Again, thanks so much for tuning in. Have a wonderful rest of your week, a great weekend. So long.